everybody. This is Siobhan Tuvino, and I have with me Miss Megan Herzog. We had you on here earlier, but we're going to talk about a couple of organizations that you are very heavily involved in. One of them is Build My Future, and the other one is Build You. So let's jump in and talk about Build My Future. We were just sitting here talking before we started recording, and I always thought that SCA actually started Build My Future, but you're telling me that's not the case.
No.
So school me, girl. All right. Tell me.
So I actually worked for the city of Springfield in the Department of Workforce Development before SCA.
Okay.
So I was their communications person, meaning I was involved in all of the events. They had these industry roundtable discussions back then. This is, so we're talking 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
So MoDOT approached the city and said, hey, there's this really cool event up in Kansas City. We would like to give you a $3,000 grant to get something started down here in Springfield, Missouri. Of course, grants happen all the time in workforce development.
Right.
So we were like, okay, what does this look like? So a group of people went up to Kansas City to check out this event, and we're like, yeah, we could do this, and started talking to the groups, So SEA, HBA, the builders, like, hey, how would this work? What would this look like? Kathy Bear was with the SEA at that point.
Okay.
So she's like sending out information, she's joining in on that, and we have other businesses that are involved. But there was this like rally of like, yeah, we could do it. So the first year, we did it. It was small. We were trying to limit the number of schools. And I'm telling you, I am calling every single, because the first year I'm the school contact. We didn't have sponsorships because there was no money at that point really.
Right.
So I'm the vendor contact. Because the city was mostly doing it. HBA stepped in to be the fiscal part of it. So at that point, it had a committee that was running it, but we were still figuring out what it was. We were figuring out the name because we weren't able to use the other company's name, the other entity's name. So then somebody was like, well, Build Your Future. I'm like, well, actually that's a national group, so we can't do that one.
Right.
So that's how we came up with Build My Future.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what about my? Make it personal.
Yeah.
There was another person at the city, we developed a logo, presented that to the group. This was a just roots, what do you think? So I'm pulling national resources, trying to come up with graphics for it, and registration forms, what do we need, all this kind of stuff. And the first year, we're begging schools, this is gonna be cool, you need to come, this is gonna be really cool, go Caps, this is construction, that on steroids, you need to come.
So how many schools did you have that first year?
We had 900 students cap the first year. Yeah.
Okay.
So there were
That's
900
a really
registrations.
good turnout, yeah.
Yeah, and we only had half of the E-Plex.
Okay.
The first year. So we had half of the E-Plex. We did not have the grandstand area yet. We just had that little bullpen outside area for a couple pieces of equipment.
Okay.
So it was way more condensed, and that was the first year. So I actually worked for the city that year. By the second year, I worked for SEA. And at that point, we really had one under our belt. It just kept progressing. Build My Future is now its own entity. So Build My Future is a 501c3. So everybody that writes those checks, that's a charitable donation. You get to write that as a tax
There you
write-off.
go.
So sponsor.
Yeah.
We started having fees, so eventually whenever it worked into its own 501c3. Charlize Ruth was still the treasurer, so she had kind of stepped into that one.
She's amazing.
We second year handed, whenever we started doing the financial part, she became the exhibitor and sponsor contact, because it just made more sense for one person to handle all the businesses and the money part that's going in with it. And then when I switched to SEA, I stayed the school contact. So I'm still the school contact.
Okay.
And I kind of stuck in with the marketing piece of it because that's my background.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just grown and grown and grown. We had over 3,000 registrations the last 2 years.
That's incredible. Do you know roughly how many schools? I knew some of the schools, their buses were packed in there.
Oh yeah, I think there were over 80 schools or programs.
Okay.
So I want to say 88, but I might be off on that number a little bit. And we say schools or programs because sometimes you'll have this school sends 2 programs. So they'll send 2 separate buses, so we kind of have them as separate lines. And counties, this thing's grown too.
Absolutely.
The really cool thing is that Build My Future is nationwide now.
Yeah.
So because we really wanted to give back, as an entity, so as a Build My Future entity, we were able to create a little toolbox of you want to build your own event? Here, we'll help you.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
There are some of the original people that have conversations of hey, what do you need to do? How do we help? Here's the logo, here's some forms, here's some press releases we've done. Here's Miles Boyer does the videos every year, which has really helped us with school.
Yeah.
outreach, because then they get to see what it is. It's not just promise you that it's cool. It's like, no, here.
Yeah,
don't take
you
my
can
word for
actually
it.
see it.
It's cool.
It is amazing.
Yeah, so it's in, I don't know, a dozen states now. I'd have to go back. We actually have a map on the Build My Future website. That's like where all it pops up, and it's throughout the state. AGCMO, they've been doing other ones throughout the state.
Yeah.
There's quite a few in Iowa. That's a really cool area. There's some HBAs that have done it as well. So we recommend that it's like entities coming together, because that's the cool thing about Build My Future. That's what makes it special, is that it's all of these groups coming together. It's all of the trade organizations, it's the educational institutions, the chambers involved, and private businesses. They are all coming together for this one purpose.
Yes.
That's what makes it special.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible. And when is it usually held during the school year?
It is always the Wednesday before Easter.
Okay.
So I know it like moves around and people are like, why is it in March? And now it's in April, because it's always the Wednesday before Easter.
Okay, awesome. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the Build You, which is an SCA or a event, I guess is what we would call it. And that is held in a week in June?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So Build My Future is amazing. You bring in thousands of students to one place. It's a way for students to like really touch on a lot of stuff, right? They're able to look at the trades, construction management's there's architecture, engineering, like it's the whole thing.
Right.
So we're like, okay, that's great. And some of the seniors are getting jobs and they're signing apprenticeship programs, but like, what about everybody else? How do we keep them involved? Like, how do we give them the next step? And then we'd also been having these counselor focus group conversations of what's missing.
Yeah.
And that's where it came out of like, we need a trade program specifically. Like we need to help these students that are like, okay, I love this. I want to be in a trade. Sure, they can go and do a shop class, they can do VOTEC, they can sign up for these things, but like, what else? So we started this week-long program. The first year was only 4 days, because the counselors were like, well, they're probably not gonna wanna stick around on Friday. So we were like, okay, we'll do a 4-day program.
Right.
And we make sure that we've got them back by 4 in case they have evening jobs, all that kind of stuff. Well, the students were like, we want more. Like when we did the feedback, they were like, we want more.
Really?
Yeah, so second year, we were already to a 5-day week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they love it. So the concept is to touch on as many trades as we can.
Okay.
And the goal is to take them 2 places. So they'll go to a business or to an apprenticeship hall. We spend a day at Ozarks Tech as well.
Okay.
We go tour Midwest Tech. But then the next part of it is job site tours. So the concept is you get to learn more of where you would learn, and then you get to see where you would work.
Okay.
So we want to have that full picture of smaller job sites, larger job sites, variety of perspectives. We'll have some civil stuff, we'll have some vertical construction, different phases. So we really try to give them a full spectrum of this is what you would be doing. Is this what you want to do? What do you have a natural knack for? But then they're also meeting with, apprenticeship instructors and with business owners. So they get to like really build those relationships and kind of create their own path.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how do students get into that, if that's something they want to do? Is it something that the counselors are talking to them about? Can they go to the website and fill out?
Yeah, so Build My Future, they have to go through a school. So
Right.
You're signing up through your counselor, your shop teacher, whatever.
Okay.
This one's individual.
Okay.
So we actually have to have their parents sign off on it too. So if you go to the Build the Ozarks website, then there's a section of like, how do I get involved now? And there's a link to that. So it's buildtheozarks.com/buildyou.
Okay.
Like you, not
And
Y-O-U.
I will, when I post this video, I will make sure to put it on our Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube. So you'll have all that information on there. So
There's just a form on there. So they have
Okay.
to fill out like, hey, why am I interested? What do I want to do? Which is also really cool because what do you want to do at the beginning, and then we survey them at the end.
Yeah.
So we get to like kind of track
yeah, they probably
how their
may change
interests
their
have
mind.
changed.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
It's just as important to learn what you don't want to do as it is to figure out what you want to do.
Correct. Yeah.
But then their parents have to sign as well, and then we have a waiver that they have to sign and stuff. But it used to be first come, first serve. So we would just take the first batch of students. We're really trying to look at the students of like who really wants to be in it. So it's a little bit more application basis now.
Okay.
So we encourage people to sign up early because we do the first round of selections at the end of April.
Okay.
But then we'll kind of see after that like what we have left.
All
We
right.
did shrink the group down. It used to be 35 students. That was too much. So
Okay.
we're getting that a little bit tighter because we want it to be really, really impactful for them.
Is there a cost with that?
There is no cost.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
Build You is a program. We have a lot of sponsors that help with it. So we have some really great partners on this. And then SEA Fund has the rest of the cost on it. So students don't have to pay anything. We didn't want there to be any barriers for them. We actually provide them the hard hats, the safety glasses, if they need earplugs, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they have instructions of, you know, you need to wear jeans and t-shirts. We have safety vests for them. Most of those are donated by some amazing members. That's awesome. Also a cool way because they get their logos out in front of members and things like that. So again, amazing partners. And then on the final day, we give them an event t-shirt. So final day is mostly all job site tours, and they get a high-vis shirt that they get to keep, and they get to keep all the PPE.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's kind of your first thing on it. They get hard hat stickers throughout the week from a lot of places, so they get to like really make it their own. But we feed them. We have been giving them gas cards as well. So like we don't want there to be a barrier. If somebody's having a reason that they can't make it, we don't want for there to be a reason that they can't make it. And we can't go pick them up their house, but if they can make it to the Battlefield Mall, we'll help them take care of the rest.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, thank you again for being here. I appreciate it. And again, please share, subscribe, and like our YouTube channel. We would so appreciate it. Thank you so much.